think we're coming back now. I think we're coming back.
Coming.
Everyone just,
Are we?
everyone just
Yeah.
breathe. Are
Is
we
it
here?
3 minutes?
Are we?
We're here.
We're here.
Are we here? Are we?
Has it happened?
Are we
Have
I
we
there?
done
did say
it?
I needed 3 minutes.
Are we there yet?
Oh,
Hey.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Hey,
we're back. We're back.
we're back.
We're back.
Yeah,
We're
you
back.
made it. Oh my god! Wow. Okay, it happened. Hey, you're running. Stables.
We got yanked.
And as you run towards the
Mila.
stables, the first thing that happens, Verlender, you in the front, Mila intercepts you, and you recognize her immediately as one of the workers from the Stormy Night, which is where you started your journey for chapter 1 of Echoes of Divinity. And she grabs you by the shirt and she looks at you and she says, "If you need a place of refuge, I can see to it. Follow me." And she won't even wait for you. She will let go of you, and she will, at first, fast, and then slow down very casually to make her way back towards the Stormy Night.
Fabulous DM. Marcus rather frustratedly releases all the horses and uses, I don't know, fairy fire to scare the horses to give us a little bit of cover where possible.
Okay, how are you doing that?
So by the stables, as we go past, if there's stable stalls, just open up the stable stalls and cast fairy fire in the back of them to get them to stampede out. I literally want to cause a stampede.
Excellent. You don't even need to make a check. The second that happens, everyone is spooked, including the horses, and they all run in different fucking directions.
Just like watch Verlender kind of reach out to them because he was so desperately hoping for a free carriage and horse situation as all of these horses run away.
Yeah. Specifically away from you, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
the second that you reach out to any of them, they're like, no.
Fuck this guy in particular.
In which
fuck
case,
this one guy.
this absolute guy can get properly fucked. In which case, yeah, I guess Verlender will trail after Mila.
Fucking hell, Tammy. Yeah, okay, you do so. And you make your way. Tybella will be right behind you. Is anyone else doing anything aside from following?
Scarlet will be just trying to get Joan into a safe spot as quickly as possible.
And Jonah will go with you. He isn't, bleeding out at this point in time. He feels a bit better. He can hold enough of his own weight that you're not like carrying him. But he will absolutely use you as a guide. It takes you all of 2-3 minutes. That wasn't supposed to be a joke, but I guess it is now. To finally get back to the Stormy Night, where Mila hands you all familiar a couple of keys. One to the very first room that Astrid had acquired for you all. The other for 2 other rooms that you have access to. Knowing that Astrid's room that she initially acquired for you all was actually big enough to seat you all. And Mila says, "I didn't expect to see you all in Agora so soon, but I heard the commotion of the castle. I didn't what happened?"
Well, it's a tragic story. Young kobold killed the queen and somehow dosed up Reyella, the queen's handmaid, with some kind of magical wine that sent her absolutely insane. It was all very hectic and chaotic.
You see her go truly so pale as she looks at you, and she says, "The queen is dead?"
The queen, I'm so sorry to say, is in fact dead.
She was a really good ruler. Okay.
Well,
the queen is dead. We don't know who's next in line. They could be just as good. It could all be fine. Agora is safe. We don't have the protection of the deities, but we could be safe.
Well, Reyella seemed to have her heart quite set on the crown. I don't know how specifically.
Reyella?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Great question. Scarlet?
So Reyella's actually the Queen's sister.
The Queen has a sister?
The Queen has a sister, of course.
Yes, the
Next
Queen
in
has
line.
a sister.
Problem is, I
Okay.
think she's been a little bit befuddled by the magical wine I mentioned earlier, and she seems quite hell-bent on not necessarily the best interests of Agora. So perhaps it's a good time to
The Thornberry one.
see the world.
We've
Magical wine.
just started stocking it.
I wouldn't do that.
I recommend not.
Or at least have very clear instructions on the dosage amounts.
Well, it's on the bottle. You just have to read it.
Right?
Wasn't on the bottle, we're good.
I think it's
if-
going to be a time of upheaval, and I'm concerned for your safety.
My safety. I'm fine. The crown cares not about me and the stormy night, that's for sure. Just
I
a
think
blip on the radar.
I mean, it was all a very big disturbance, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to look for someone to blame beyond the kobold.
Are you suggesting that's gonna be me? I
No,
haven't done
no,
anything.
you weren't there.
I
You
I
weren't
heard
there.
the bell and I went out to investigate, and I saw you scaling the building.
It was
Well,
truly so hectic in there.
I can imagine.
you know, it's the sort of thing where you don't really know how much danger's there, so you just want to get away from it.
Do you want me to bring you some wine? Not the Thornberry wine. I'll bring you some wine to the room, and if you need anything, you can just let me know.
Right now, I think perhaps just a short rest, just to let all the adrenaline wear off.
Your presence is safe with me. They will not know that you are here. If anyone
Oh.
asks, I've never met you.
There's no reason for us to hide our location or where we are by any means. We just felt that perhaps this is an internal matter that our presence wasn't necessarily helping with.
No,
It's just gonna confuse
it's
them.
more. No, it's just more of a peace of mind. You all absolutely stopped me from getting into the worst relationship I physically could have gotten myself into. Casey, by the way, he's dating the worst fucking human being. She looks so annoying. She genuinely, I've met her a bunch of times. I really assumed the best of her, but all she cared about was the fucking people of Agora and attempting to get that clout and favor. It was really uncomfortable to watch, and then all of a sudden she's begging at the castle doors to be let in. It was really unfortunate, but hey, they're very happy together. I, on the other hand, am, I might not have the grandeur of the castle, but I do have the stormy night, and I feel really good about it.
Mila, you are truly the salt of the earth. Can't ask for more than that.
Don't know if that's a compliment, but hey, if you would like a bottle of wine, I can deliver it to you. You have your original room, and subsequent other rooms should you require. Also, if you could keep the sheets clean, I would be really appreciative.
Of course.
Great. And she begins to go back to tending towards the bar, prepping fruit and food for the next day, wiping down some tables here and there. Is there anything that any of you are doing?
Marcus has been by the fireplace, leafing through his new read of the thing, speed reading the book as quickly as humanly possible.
It's hard to speed read because you're speed reading someone's written notes.
Yeah. So
Also, wasn't it in a language you didn't know yet?
And a lot of it, thank you, Delphine, you don't currently understand. However, can I get you to make an intelligence check for me, please?
Absolutely, dear.
Blicka, 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 blicka. As to what language it's in.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah.
It's in Elvish. We're all fucked.
$13, dear.
I'm the only one that doesn't speak
13.
Elvish.
It is in Elvish, but
Which is fine.
it is not. You recognize phrases. It is not in the Elvish that you would recognize. Similarly to the symbols that you have found along your journeys, there are words, phrases, just the way that things are placed on the page that don't make sense to you.
Sure.
So it is a version of Elvish that you don't completely understand. You revisit a number of things, including the names that you've seen already. You do, however, also learn. Let me just scroll through my notes that I wasn't expecting.
Marcus isn't going to pick it up there. I'm just looking for symbols and symbology within that.
No
matches
symbols. No symbols.
Yeah. To see if there's anything obvious within that one, because I'm just trying to work out why this is important. It appears to be like a personal diary, and that's kind of what I'm taking.
So here's the thing that you do recognize. You've read diaries before.
Yeah.
It's not a personal diary. It's not written from the perspective of one person. What it feels like is that this is a book that was shared by multiple people that have all written their discoveries notes. It's almost like a research book, but it's written from the perspective of a diary. It's written from personal perspective of each of the people that have contributed to this book.
Okay.
And that's what differentiates it from a diary, if that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I've just opened too many tabs that I don't need. But a couple of things that you would notice at glance is there is a phrase that you see that is how easily the bonds of friendship shatter. And then you see the phrase, Demata will fall, but you have a choice.
With that piece of information, Marcus kind of scratches his chin, looks at the strange cuts on it, looks for where Verlender's gone. Is still Verlender?
Verlender, is there anyone else in the Stormy Night currently? No one?
Because it's the end of the Ember Festival, which
yeah.
you were all there for. The Ember Festival has cleared out. It's now the beginning of the next season, which is not... Everyone's about to go into hibernation season.
Yeah. In which case, Verlender would be right there with you then, Marcus, looking over the book.
Marcus hands the book over to Verlender and says, dear boy, this seems to be of greater interest to you. I would enjoy a read of it, but between you and Tybella, and I'll make a pointed look at Tybella at this point in time. This book seems to be
pointed look at Tybella, okay.
Yeah, because she's been lurking around the place, right? So I'll look directly over to her. And
She
say,
is
I
drinking
believe...
from a glass and is not paying attention to the thumbing through the book.
Your book, madam.
Oh, you're getting her attention?
Yep. And then I hand it to Verlender. and walk over to Mila. And before I do get to Delphine, apologies, there's been a lot going on. Thank you. Truly, you saved me through something that was quite horrendous, to be honest, and then stood there for each of us. I don't know if money means anything to you, but I've got. Okay. If there's some way I can repay you or offer you a service, please let me know, because
You can
again,
just repay me in friendship.
okay, insight check. She's serious. I'm like, well, okay.
Make an insight check.
But she's 100% being true though.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
It takes you 0 on your insight check to realize this. She is transparent as fuck.
Okay. Can I get something for Honey then?
Honey, by the way, is like
Maybe some
pouring
honey.
at you and really wants a snack.
Yeah, Honey would love a bowl of honey. Or if you've got some honeycomb, that would be great. She loves honeycomb.
And lean over to our wonderful hostess. Again, you appear to have taken a great deal of care of us, and this is just a small offering, and I will drop 15 gold on the thing and say again, thank you for that. Can we retire somewhere that Verlender feels is somewhat safer?
You
Verlender?
can retire wherever you want with 15 gold. And she says, Is there anything else you need? I feel I'm just taking your money at this point.
No, there's a moment. And
Fucking settle down, everyone.
Well, I didn't start it. I didn't start
I
it.
saw the chat. I'm not fucking stupid. I can see you all.
again, we didn't start the fire. Is where I like
It
to
was
go.
always burning.
Side over to Scarlet. Scarlet, I believe that the popular word may go against us quite rapidly. Is there a story you'd like us to bring to the population quite quickly? Because I think there's some words we could probably put out to the general marketplace to counter some potentially bad narrative.
Yes. Agree.
We'd have to work quite quickly. So, Scarlet, this is more your space than mine. But I'm reasonably good with some of the words.
I mean, I'm more concentrating on helping Jonan at the moment.
To help Jonan, we need to help ourselves at this point in time, not be hunted by the crown.
Maybe we say that someone else assassinated the Queen. It's a case of mistaken identity.
Tybella interrupts and she goes, Do you think maybe this is a conversation we have within the room and maybe not here? I feel like this might be an in-room conversation.
And to agree.
That's fair. That is fair.
And she will snatch the key from Mila. Not in an aggressive way, just in like a assertive way.
She's so tired. She just needs a little sleep.
And she will make her way.
She's
will
a little
not wait
hungry.
for any of you. And she has taken the key to Astrin's room, which she infiltrated previously. And will make her way up and into that room. She will hold the door open, however, for all of you who wish to enter. Jonan of which does.
And Verlender truly wishes to enter.
Yeah, he gets in there, doesn't he?
Wow. We've gotten to this session. Okay.
So Delphine's just gonna grab a little, like ask for a little bit of fruit from Mila so that she can give Honey a snack. And she's gonna take a key to one
Mila
of the rooms.
obliges. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's just going to take a key to the other room because she doesn't really feel like she needs to be a part of this conversation. She's just going to go make some jewelry.
Which happens simultaneously, by the way. So you're kind of approaching, not at the same time, but only just behind. So the room that you approach sleeps 3 people in it. So you approach your room. Tybella is holding open the door. Simultaneously across the hallway, you are opening the door to your room and entering. Are you attempting to offer anyone passage into your room, or are you just door closed? It's cool either way.
I'll leave it open, but like, I'm just gonna go sit on the floor. I don't really like.
Delphine perches on the floor. Not in a sad way, everyone. It's okay. And you, I would assume, correct me if I'm wrong, you now holding this fruit are feeding Honey, and Honey is so fucking appreciative and is
We're just bonding, having
every
a
now and
snack.
again you get like a little neck nuzzle from Honey.
Who was
just
holding
like,
who was holding Honey on the rope journey down the building?
Honey?
Honey has
She's a bat. She can,
Yeah,
she
Honey has
can
Can
wings.
fly.
Well, you wouldn't have just thrown it out the window, though. Sure. One of the 3 of us would have been like.
She
holding
wasn't out the
bat.
window. Delphine was running downstairs and probably had her in her pocket.
No, because we were
No, she was in
No,
the
she's
room.
in the room.
specifically to retrieve
Okay, great.
Honey.
Well, then Honey fucking just sought out Delphine because she
Okay.
knows what she smells
Yeah.
like.
She
She's a honey
followed.
pigeon,
And for
but
the
a bat.
record, Delphine
Fair.
smells real good. It's really
I
easy
do.
to determine where she is.
Yeah.
And importantly, did not get crushed
It's
between
like-
Yes.
Jonan's body and the ground.
It's like Sabrina Carpenter, Caramel Delight, straight up. Let's go. Like, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
It's actually mixed with the Sticky Dates body spray from Lush today as well, and I truly smell
Excellent.
amazing.
I'm so glad that it's mixed with the scent I bought you and the scent that you have bought yourself. Hot. Anyway, before we get there, Honey's just enjoying themselves and is
Yeah.
neck nuzzling into you. Marcus, are you entering Tybella's room, Delphine's room, or a different room?
We wanted to continue the conversation, so Marcus
Mm-hmm.
follows Verlender through because it's somewhat safer having at least Verlender in play.
And to
And-
clarify, Verlender, you're going through Tybella's room, or are you
Mhm.
not engaging?
Yeah, absolutely doing that. Yes.
Excellent. Scarlet, where are you going?
Well, I'm aware that there's 2 beds in this room.
There's also a third room that no one's touched. Yeah.
There is a 3rd room that no one's touched, but at the moment, Scarlett's helping Jonan get set up in one of the beds in the room that
Jonan,
Bella is in.
I feel like I've shot myself in the foot, but I feel like Jonan would have opted for the third room if possible. And
Then-
that's not to say that you can not re-enter the room that Tybella is in. It's just that he would be ready to rest.
So Scarlet would go back into the other room because of the conversation,
Yeah.
but
So
also
put
check
him to
with
rest.
Jonan if he wanted to be alone in the room, if he wanted Scarlet to come back.
He
all
would
that sort of stuff.
say that he would basically hint to you that whatever you're comfortable with is what you're comfortable with. He is interested in making sure that he is okay so that he can help out if you need to be in a pursuit situation the next day. And if that means you coming back to sleep with him and take care of him, then great. If not, then that's also fine.
Sleep with him. Take care of him.
That
Look
has
after
never occurred
Scarlet.
between them, actually.
But Daddy,
Yeah.
I love
Good. Always-
him.
They've
always
gone through a lot of
iconic.
emotional trauma in the last 24 hours.
You get the sense, to be very clear, you get the sense that it's similar to the scenario where you found yourself in the sunken lounge and Jonan
Yeah.
came and comforted you. It's a similar scenario where, like, had he not have, you would have been okay. But also you being there was a nice thing. That is the sense that you get, is that like he would be appreciative and enjoy your presence if you were to return, but would also not be offended if you did not.
Mhm.
And for that reason, Delphine, you are enjoying your time with Honey. Jonan is fucking bedding down for the night. He's not immediately going to sleep, but he is starting to like wind down into rest. Marcus, Verlender, Scarlet, Tybella are all in this room now. What are you doing?
Verlender will hold up the book. She's going to come after this. I think it would be a very good idea for us to get out of here sooner rather than later.
She being who specifically, Verlender? Because if you're talking of your parents...
Oh no. The Queen's handmaiden, delusions of grandeur, Reyella.
You mean the Queen.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Well, she is now.
You are all aware that this means that we can never set foot in Agora ever again.
Until she's dead.
Or until she is foiled.
And I feel like we've laid some good groundwork on that. If the locals aren't even aware the Queen has a sister, there's already going to be an underlying amount of resentment at her elevation to the throne. If we can
Reyella was
cast
known-
amongst the people even the tiniest little bit of doubt as to her competency or her potential involvement in the murder of the previous beloved Queen, that might help us long term.
Reyella is not known as the Queen's sister. Reyella is known, however, within Agora as someone that has cemented their place and has also spent so much time associating themselves with the community. That is our loss. Is that if you were to go to, maybe not Mila, because you seem to have charmed her, but to other... Fuck off, Verlender. But like, people within Agora, if you were to mention Reyella's name, they would recognize her as a handmaiden, but as someone that has spent time within the community. She's not like hidden within the castle, serving the Queen's every wish. She has been there with the people, attempting to make sure that her presence is known. That is our downfall.
To be perfectly honest, I don't give a fuck. I think we're going to book it out of Agora anyway. Scarlet, I believe you want to take a little trip to Kaivala.
Yeah, where are we going?
Yes.
Well, we do have a boat waiting for us if we want.
We do, but I feel like that's going in the wrong direction.
The boat is going back to Mahogany, which might not be the ideal direction, but might be a good diversion. That being said, going back to Mahogany, fuck Mahogany. For the record, it is a fucking hippie town, and I hate it. Don't tell Delphine I said that. It is a fucking nightmare of a place. Going there and attempting to fucking shop for something, sometimes they don't ask for gold, they just ask you to leave something there. Do you know how annoying that is? I just want to transact. I don't want to fucking exchange. That being said, going into Kaivala, very problematic for the both of us. Verlender. Considering your parents.
True, but I've made a commitment. And if Scarlet has an intention to go in that direction, then I'll follow. And again, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Very aware. Have we considered Ascendus?
Because
No, thank you. Scarlet, you were saying?
I have bought myself some more time before I'm expected to return to Kaivala.
How long do you have?
it depends on how often I communicate home about progressing the interests of the family.
Okay. And Marcus, is there somewhere that you are not allowed or would prefer to be?
Very kind offer, and looking at my map, and I'll pull out Briley's map and look where the biggest cluster of crosses are on the map. Is there a particular one, DM, Kaivala, Sadiva, or Ascendus?
There are 2 places that have almost an equal amount of crosses. They are slightly outweighed by 1. In Kaivala, there are 3 crosses. In Ascendus, there are 2.
I mean, if we want to go back to Kaivala, we can. I'm just saying that I bought myself some time so that we don't have to go there first if there is somewhere else people need to go.
I will also ask, Dee, are you pulling this map out to reference it?
Yep.
At that point, with a 17 naturally plus 4, Tybella will clock the map and will say, "What is this?"
When you and Scarlet were having that strange tiff at the trout, I pulled this out and was going through it with
I would say that I was standing there innocently before I was...
Water under the bridge for now.
Oh, it's water under the bridge, but it's fun to relive.
Yeah, Marcus is gingerly removing his shirt because he's got bits of glass stuck in him.
Oh yeah, true.
Just casually, just removing his shirt, just kind of like gingerly, just
There's
pulling
like
bits of glass
blood
out.
soaked on this shirt. By the way.
I mentioned this before. This was the map that we talked about in the trout that Briley had given me, and again, the one concern I have for Verlender is the individuals in green seem to be down in Ascendus. So I don't know if charging into danger is something that we want to do, or if Kaivala is a moment of things. I'm happy to go either way, but Kaivala, and again, gesture to the map, seems to be the places of more interest in this book, which
Maybe Kaivala would be fun.
insight check. What it basically
Go on.
on her face is she genuine about Kaivala, or does she have a motive? DM is what I'm going for with an insight check.
Excellent. What's your score?
It is 15. Not particularly brilliant.
For a moment you think you're deeply reading someone, but you realize that you barely even need an insight check to realize that what she's saying is truthful. Maybe it would be fun.
Okay.
And it's not from a perspective of like, this is an enjoyable thing that I must do. It is like a almost sick and twisted, like a, well, I guess I'm going to end up here anyway. Messaging that you're getting. But also there's not necessarily a fear there. It's like a, okay, let's play the game.
The Scarlet, Verlender, I am in your very capable hands, and Marcus will slide over 2 very large pouches. There's our funds, 833 gold pieces a pop. Ooh. I took mine in platinum because it's easier to carry.
Thank you,
Economist.
Marcus.
Can I need to stop bleeding and have a bit of a nap, because I know that you two have a
You
different
also
thing, so-
received a bracelet.
Yes. I thought they went to Scarlet. No?
Were you made aware of what this bracelet does?
Did you give Scarlet the bracelet?
So I took absolutely everything, and it was like I thought it was a Scarlet, so I give it as part of
Okay,
the.
great.
Okay.
Scarlet,
Yep.
make an Arcana check on the bracelet for me.
Can I get in on that action, DM, or not?
Sure, why not? You handed it to her, so
Sure.
yes.
Yeah, because my Arcana is no good.
Okay.
That would be a 5.
Great. You know shit all.
Look, you gave it a red hot go.
It looks pretty.
Marcus, as you're divvying out this gold, for a moment you remember that you did in fact give Scarlet this bracelet. And it takes a moment and you reassess this piece of jewelry and you feel this hum within your body that identifies that this bracelet, it's not something that you know by name, but what it does is you identify that it is considered splitting of damage. So what that means is that if Scarlet were to make an attack, instead of making that attack at one person, it doesn't matter whether it hits both, it just needs to hit one. She can divvy out the damage to more than one person, how she chooses.
Marcus reaches into another pouch and then pulls out one book, followed by another book, then flips it open and then turns it to Scarlet and says, during my research, I found this bracelet and then translate it from the Elvish back into common. And so I don't know if this has value to you, Scarlet, but I'm sure yourself or Verlender would be most useful in some way, shape, or form, or potentially Delphine, because she seems to just destroyed a good percentage of
I
the
didn't
floor.
see it. How did that go? How did you all get out? Is
Noting.
everyone okay?
This bracelet does require attunement, so it will take up an attunement slot.
Well, Scarlet has nothing she's attuned to. I've got no idea about Delphine.
Delphine doesn't, but Delphine is not part of the conversation. She just truly couldn't care less if you guys take the loot.
I know that Delphine's not there. But it was so I mean Marcus got yeeted a bit back and forth.
He also got cradled like a baby.
Marcus is also standing right there and hears you say this.
Yeah, but Marcus is fine. He's just picking bits out. He's literally just stripped. He's stripped down to the waist.
Yeah,
Stacking
and
bits of
I
glass
think Blender will just like casually help, just take a few little pieces of glass out.
Ooh.
And so then once he helped heal Jonan a bit, and he sent me back inside, and I arrived in time to see Delphine kill 2 guards with one blow. Like, serious amount of damage in one go. But it also set them on fire. Like, it wasn't just what you and I do. There was more. It was like there was a holy wrath with it. It was...
They're both dead, though, right?
Yeah, burnt.
Excellent.
Crispy.
Dust.
In which case, the story can hold. There are no witnesses to counter it other than Reyella herself.
And we got away with it, as far as I'm concerned.
There was 2 other guards that did see us. Marcus made...
Did you let them live?
Well, Marcus made an image of the Queen who told them that it was her spirit because the guards had failed to protect her, and that we were actually like guardians that had to be helped to escape.
Well,
That's
darling,
fucking
sounds
perfect.
like we're safe.
Marcus, that's brilliant. Okay, so how about this? Marcus needs to rest up, obviously. Once that's done, the options seem to be we can either head directly towards Kaivala. To me, that seems a little bit risky. What we do have, Scarlet, is your father's ship. Tybella, I could not agree with you more about
That would be a first.
that fucking place, but I feel it would be somewhat more beneficial to us to take the long way around back into Kaivala.
You're ready to see the cord's edge again.
Part of my obligation, as it turns out. Scarlet.
I can't
Yeah.
wait for them to understand where you've been.
Oh, they don't need to know.
They might already, darling.
I have promised to assist Scarlet with an investigation into a personal family matter, and I have a fairly good fucking inkling that if they weren't directly involved, then they'll know who was.
Cord's Edge involved with Scarlet's family.
We shall see.
Okay.
I just presumed everyone heard on the boat what happened.
Sorry, it just doesn't. Assassination doesn't really seem like their shtick, but sure.
So family is a little bit more shady than I thought.
No,
And
that's fine. I don't care
Yeah.
about your family.
but
But like,
they hired someone to assassinate my real mother.
okay, great. I don't think the Cord's Edge would care enough. No offense.
Well, I didn't know her to know whether. Yeah.
Unless your parents are fucking truly so wealthy and like above beyond powerful, then maybe that could be the case. But I also wasn't a part of the Cord's Edge, so you'd have to ask Verlender.
So it may not. I mean, my grandparents are like super wealthy, but the assassination seems to have been more about what my mother and I are rather than money.
Okay, great. We are what we are. I don't know if the Cord's Edge still cares about that. Just considering the people involved in the Cord's Edge, it feels like a stretch.
I tend to agree with you, except the DM told me otherwise.
I fucking hate you. There is no god in this world called the DM.
Oh, sorry, did I say DM? I meant my recollection of the nature of the Cord's Edge. Again, if they weren't directly involved, there would certainly be people there who will know who was.
Which
have
seems more likely
many
than
things.
some imaginary god called the DM. But
Are you okay? Do you need to lie down? Are you hallucinating right now?
no, I'm actually absolutely fucking fine. Thank you for asking, though. It's very sweet to see that you care, Verlender.
May I offer a counterpoint for the moment, just to throw off some potential assassins I
Is
know
it
what
that
wants.
someone should be standing with Delphine right now as she fucking is alone in her own room
Well,
with
I-
some
I-
sort of a fucking bat figure?
Oh, she can handle herself, trust me.
Yeah.
I'm aware, but also no one should be by themselves following the fucking assassination of a queen in the only city in Demada that is ruled by mortals.
If it's okay, I was going to sleep with her because I'd be safer with her than a small army at some stage, because she can demolish it. But what I was going to suggest,
She'll
Isabella,
also carry you like a baby if need be. You won't have to wake up.
you're unhappy with all of those, but I was going to basically arrange for some troops to look a little bit like us, to go to distant shores to throw off the path.
That is an excellent idea, Marcus.
I
And
fucking
you are
love you, Marcus.
Shut the fuck up, Verlender. That is an excellent, wonderful fucking idea. And yes, you should do so. How you find them, great.
It's fairly easy. Remember, the Ember Festival's just finished wrapping up, so there's a whole bunch of troops of similar people like yourselves, for example, that are probably traveling on.
You could get Soul to do so.
If that's
This is true, yeah.
yeah, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to do
Him
that.
and his
in that
little
sense.
friend, his pastry friend, could absolutely take control of this scenario. I'm sure they'd have enough magics to do so.
Given
And if they get killed in the fire, then I guess fuck them.
that seems a little bit harsh, Tybella. However, you've got two
Life
daggers,
is
and I'm not
harsh,
going to argue with you. I will arrange first thing in first light. I just need to sleep. I know, the elves amongst you. Is there any way we can learn that face trick that you do, Tybella? Because it's superb magic, by the way.
It is something I learned from my friend, and I'm unsure whether I could teach it to you.
Be fascinated in a conversation later on. I'm going to stop bleeding and sleep and allow the three of you to have a conversation. I'm just going to check in and see if it's okay to rest in the same room as Delphine. You know, she could crush me like a leaf, so I'm going to be very careful with all my commentaries. So
For the
I bid
record,
you-
Marcus, you ever cross me and I will crush you also like a leaf.
I expected you would basically cut
But,
me into small
Marcus,
chassis.
I will do it slow.
It's very, very, very on brand. And with that, I bid you a good night. You can dispose of the bloodied shirt, or I can take it with me. Choice is yours.
It's all yours, darling.
Thank you. Marcus kind of picks it up, shoves it into a pocket, and then kind of limps back into the room. It's been a long night, and I need a long rest.
I think Verlender will help you make that crossing to the other room. And on the way, just kind of whisper a little bit. You know, I don't think all of that attitude is exactly real. I think it's something of a wall. But listen,
Wow.
old chap, rest up. Do not fucking die. And good work.
Oh, be fine in the morning. Couldn't have done it without everyone in the team. Bit surprised that Delphine doesn't want to do it. And if you can work out that bracelet between you and Scarlet, and if it goes to Delphine,
Fuck the bracelet. I'm inclined to sell it. I don't think we want to have anything that was in that bitch's possession in ours, to be perfectly honest. But that's neither here nor there. Genuinely, Marcus, that book, whatever it is, whatever it contains, whatever it means, that's the last link I have to Narcelia. The Emerald Cloaks murdered her in pursuit of it. And that's not nothing. So truly, thank you.
pause at the doorway, kind of take the weight off a moment. Is like, read it, see if it helps you, and if it leads you back to your friend again. Our paths seem intertwined, and it doesn't seem coincidence anymore. There are just too many things. Reyella, well, unfortunately, seemed to be almost one of the storybook villains that we'd picked up in the first place, and she telegraphed to move Grommy again. Tragic loss to all of us, I imagine, at this point in time.
God, it was satisfying killing that little shit.
Yeah, we won't mention that in the stories. The thing that I am concerned about, she's clearly got a narrative, and I'm not sure what that is and what ends other than power. Boring, but she's now selling the wine wholesale, Verlender. We need to. There's many, many more questions than I had beforehand. And again, if this book brings you some peace, or at least gives you some direction to seek retribution, I mean, here for it.
Thank you. And then I assume not very far of a walk to the room that Delphine is in. I guess Verlender will poke
Absolutely
his
not.
head in there and just kind of grab Delphine's attention. And seeing as how I seem to be in a thankful mood, I truly appreciate you not letting them die.
Delphine, you are like chilling the fuck out, and this just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it truly did.
Yeah.
Okay. She doesn't
all you
understand
say.
what he's referencing. Okay.
And then we'll scoot back
Yeah.
to I guess
Yeah.
Tybella's room.
And Marcus will enter and seek consent to resting within your room, Delphine, if you are.
Oh,
having-
she's just gonna have seen Marcus limping in and just help him into a bed because she's just
Excellent.
gonna
And
be like,
there's
oh, he needs
there's
sleep.
3 beds in this room.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
There's 3
And
beds.
she
in
doesn't actually
each
sleep in a
room.
bed, so she's whatever. She's gonna do her own thing. She
Yeah.
just put him into bed, tucked him
Welcome
in.
back from the void, Turquoise Vixen. And yeah, there's 3 beds in each room, so this is fine. Verlender, you make your way back before we duck over to Marcus and
No, because as
And
soon as
Delphine?
Verlender leaves the room with Marcus, Scarlet's going to close the door so she can have a conversation with Tybella.
oh great. Tybella looks at you closing the door and she says, "Do you have a problem?"
No, it's not a problem.
I'm
So
sorry, it's just the second that
whole-
anyone closes a
no,
door.
no, it's because it's kind of private. The what you were talking about to do with the whole like veil keeper and stuff. Well, that would mean you'd know a lot of things that people don't commonly know.
Not necessarily, but sure.
So I've been told I'm a celestial, and I don't know anything about that or what it means.
Celestial usually means you were descendant from some sort of a bloodline that had something to do with something fantastical. I'm going to be quite honest. Unless you are one of the 4 deities of Damada, I don't really know anything about it.
Do you know anyone who would?
Maybe. But they are dangerous people.
It's not his parents, is it?
No, I would not
Okay, good. Just
not
yeah.
recommend anyone converse with Verlender's parents. They are truly horrible people. But there are definitely people, most of which that I know have passed. Hello, Zul44. Thanks for viewing from Texas. There are people that would know. Most of which are dead, to my knowing. That's not to say that their families were not inclined to understand where they came from. The other thing worth noting is that there are people out there that have studied similar magics or phenomenons that may understand. It's just that I haven't necessarily met them yet.
Well, maybe keep it in mind because I don't know what I am and what's going to happen from here. And I'd kind of like to know a little bit more about it, to know what's coming.
If I can sound like a fucking Hallmark card, which by the way, if you don't know what Hallmark is, it's some sort of shitty ass brand that mass produces fucking
Yeah,
greeting cards and messages.
we totally didn't marry into that family. They're horrible.
I'm very happy for you. But if I can sound like that. In fact, you know what? I'll let you discover for yourself, Scarlet. Because I think learning from not my advice and not the advice of others is the best way that you will learn. Is that not why you're adventuring?
Well, I mean, part of the reason why I went adventuring is I knew there was part of myself that was missing and I'm kind of finding it. I just need to find out what it means.
You will. As you are dealing with a family crisis. You don't know who your parents are. You don't know what they have done, what it all means, where they belong, where you belong. I can tell you as someone that knows exactly what happened to their family, that it's not always a long discovery process. Sometimes it's instantaneous. But the process of understanding is a process that is important. And I will not rob you of that process. Because you will find yourself within that process.
Okay.
I will not rob you of that.
I'm pretty
I
sure I'm
will
gonna.
tell you, Scarlet, that not every ending is happy.
No, that much I know.
I'm aware that you know, but sometimes a little friendly reinforcement is worthwhile. Otherwise, if you disagree, I will just sneak up on you in the night and choke you from behind, and maybe you will enjoy that further.
Not
Just
really.
to prove a point, shall I? You get the sense that she is heavily referencing the absolute fact that
Of what
you
else happened
did
in the
the
room.
exact same thing to her while she was enjoying a breakfast.
I mean, I think we both know that you would have squashed me like a bug and that there was.
I will reinforce, darling. If I wanted you dead, you would have been so truly so long ago.
Well, yes.
But
But
also, without sounding cruel, your existence means little to me.
oh, it means very little to anyone, which I'm okay with.
That's not entirely correct. Based on what you have shared. Because, believing or not, I feel like Daddy Dearest may care a little.
I don't know. He kind of had his chance. Offering me a free boat ride doesn't make up for it.
You don't know what Daddy Dearest went through.
No, because he didn't tell me.
Maybe that's for the best.
But it also means that I'll make my own assumptions.
And that's absolutely fine, and you should not be held accountable for that. But may I just add that if you took me at face value, we would be in a very different position currently.
True. But it was more your actions. I mean, you know, lying there naked in bed and you sneak into the room. And not for a good reason.
I feel like every time I've snuck into a room, it's for a very good reason, but thank you for the reminder. Anyway, if you have nothing else of value to add,
I'll leave now. That's fine.
give Jonan my best wishes. I feel as though he might need them.
Okay. I'm sure he'll be looking forward to seeing you in the morning.
Or before. And as you exit the room towards Jonan, you make your way there, and he is very much struggling to sleep. It is like watching someone with night terrors attempt to settle themselves. It's uncomfortable. But you feel like you're up to the task. You know Jonan better than anyone here. And he respects and loves you. So you feel like you're in a good spot.
I mean, we'll talk, but also I know some of the songs that used to be sung around campfires and all sorts of things like that. So,
Promethean, with your stealth check of 24,
Yeah.
you hear all of that conversation.
Magnificent. Thank you.
As you, after Scarlet leaves, it's almost like a passing as you re-enter the room. But before we get there, Delphine, Marcus is, you are attempting to gain rest. Delphine, as you are allowing this to happen, is there anything the two of you that are, like, you're doing, discussing?
Delphine's ready to just clock out for the day. She's done. She did her work.
Sick.
Yeah, Marcus kind of picks up on the she's the strong, silent type, apart from when she wants to talk about smart, and clearly,
Yeah, it just starts talking about my method and me.
yeah, it's like
It's recounting the entire story.
yeah, it's just like
No.
look, again, a great thank you to all your aid. I'm just going to lie here. If I snore, just then Marcus pulls out these big eye blinds out of his pack and then snuggles them over his face and then kind of curls up into a somewhat whimpering ball. There's a bloody shirt in the far corner because thank
Excellent.
God 8 hours sleep will completely heal all my wounds, which is fantastic. And as a last piece, Marcus will say, I don't know, Delphine, if Honey likes this, but we picked up these rather curious berries when we were in the Ember Fair beforehand. They have a magical sense to them. You're a being of nature, and Marcus offers
Oh, no.
the stones that from our session 0 DM.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Over 2 of them to Delphine and says, I again, I don't know, these may be rare, but they come from Muller here as well. So again, they may be of interest to you. I don't know if they have any
Could you
value.
remind the audience what they are?
Yes, they're all magical stones that have been fed, berries as such, for magical creatures, windlings as such, which were basically almost small invisible dragons that had an insatiable lust after these things. So they had the mass munchies, effectively.
Yeah,
But
great.
Does
Honey
Delphine
looks immediately
know what these are?
intoxicated. Please make a nature check for me.
Because I don't know if she'll give it to her if she knows what it is.
Yeah.
Ooh, but Honey is gonna get very So Honey is getting it on.
Honey looks
with a pillow.
incredibly intoxicated by the scent of these. You have heard the name, and not from like a toxic standpoint. You don't think these are going to kill Honey. Like, they're not going to cause harm to Honey. But like, you get the sense that it's something like to be consumed not all at once scenario.
Okay. Well, she's just gonna let Honey have one because I think I got given 2, and she'll just tuck the other one into her bag to look at later, and then
Honey.
kind of looks at Honey and is like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Honey is stoked, and not only is Honey stoked, but Honey starts doing laps around the room, and like euphoric laps, like is super happy, and you get like between each lap, you get like a cute little nuzzle, like it's very sweet. Yeah, it's like a cat that gets the zoomies.
Yeah, I love it. Other than that, Delphine's just pretty much just gonna, she's just gonna do her trancing and then quietly make jewelry and snuggle with Honey when she's not sleeping.
Scarlet, is there anything that you're doing with Jonan?
So other than singing some of the songs and stuff like that, not sort of hugely or anything like that. Like I said, singing, maybe a little bit of talking, but basically just trying to ease the atmosphere a bit until he's ready to sleep.
The last thing that Jonan says before he goes to sleep, and this is the first time that he's said this to you in this way, because there is a deep, deep pain to these words. He says, I didn't expect someone to point out what Reyella did, because she was right, and I miss Astrid every day. And the second that he says that, you notice that he is like, his body language just closes off. And it's like he's going to sleep. Is there anything that you're doing?
I mean, Scarlet's going to sit with that because she knows part of it is grief, and him having that sense of wishing it was him instead of his sister situation, swapping places.
Yeah.
But knowing that she can't convince him that Reyella was just wrong and just being horrible.
Yeah.
Because people do that, especially people that are in wealthy positions.
What?
But people have to learn that. I know, but people have to learn that for themselves. So it's going to be that whole, she wants to help him, but she doesn't know how, and she also knows that he kind of has to pass through it himself.
Yeah. Okay. It only takes 10-15 minutes before you hear like a light, like that breathing where you are aware that someone is sleeping. And the weight of what he has said still is kind of on your shoulders as you settle down for the evening. Verlender. You and Tybella. Tybella is standing on one side of the room. You are wherever you are. There is like a pace that is happening to Tybella, backwards and forwards. And you can see without an insight check that there's like a contemplation. What are you doing as you are preparing to bed down for the evening?
I think he'll re-enter the room and he'll hold up book. Very well, Void Keeper.
Veil Keeper.
Void Veil.
Two very different things, darling, but sure.
I suspect you are going to be able to learn more from this than I could ever hope to.
I care not to.
And yet, I suspect you'll find yourself compelled to nonetheless. So I'm going to leave this here. If you
I am
choose...
not going to read it.
Very well. You'll place it down anyway. If you do, and if you do glean some useful information from it that can facilitate, perhaps, my personal vendetta and revenge, then that would be wonderful.
You are aware of the dangers of this book, correct?
No, I'm fucking not, and that is my point. I don't know why.
Okay, stop
Marcelia
fucking
and I
shouting
sent
at
after
me.
it.
I'm
I don't
attempting
know
to
why
help
the
you.
cloaks fucking murdered my best friend in pursuit of it. I know.
Well, guess what?
Nothing.
They murdered more than your best friend, darling. They've murdered a lot of fucking people. So settle the fuck down, because guess what? You're not the center of the universe. That's not how this works. We've all lost people. You don't get to decide that yours are more important than the rest of ours. Until you lose fucking everyone, you can take a fucking breath. Okay? Good?
That's entirely fair.
It's entirely fucking fair. Settle down. You might be important to your family, but the Veil Keepers, the deities, the previous gods are far more important, because they will squash your parents like a fucking bug on a windshield. Which, for that reason, I can absolutely see how incredibly tempting that is to you, Verlender.
It's 0 insight check required. That is the first thought that immediately comes to his mind. Yep.
However, the fall of your parents means the fall of Demada. And if I have learned anything about you, there is a sense of self-preservation that I think is incredibly important to you. And if you wish to self-preserve, then that means for now, your parents must survive. Because the only way that they are going to fall is if Demada falls. I promise you this, and I promise little to many people, and I do so without a bargain. Your parents will fall. But they will fall when the time is right. And they will fall not at the hand of Demada. And I will help you make sure that they fall. But we will not do so bargaining with gods that need not walk these plains. Deal? I need you to know, real quick, I have lost all audio, so give me 30 seconds. Give me absolutely 30 seconds to regain the audio. I feel like I can hear you now.
It's
Yeah,
such
great.
a shame. Okay, great.
Yeah, cool, I can hear you.
Tybella, I just need to outlive them.
You will.
If you can guarantee me of that,
I guarantee nothing.
then you have Havia Quirinath at your fucking service.
I guarantee nothing. But
And
I
he will
do.
take the book. He'll turn around and he'll leave the room.
She will stop you. And she will say, I guarantee nothing. However, I will say that your self-preservation will outweigh theirs. And, as much as it pains me to fucking say, I will ensure your survival. Because it is important. That being said, I would prefer you to stay within eyesight. That means here. You are not leaving this room.
Kneel, bitch.
I'm gonna roll an insight check just to get a vibe for what's yuck. What specific kind
Did you
of.
say yuck as you
I
did
did.
that?
Yeah, I did. That's 14 for the insight check.
It requires no insight check. What are you looking for?
Like, what is the intent of her locking me down in this room?
Her intent is purely there are a couple of things you read. Number one is that she definitely doesn't want you to die. That's number one. Number two is that your survival is important to her cause. You're not sure what the cause is. You are just aware that to her, your survival is important. Number three is that there is a sense that if you were to die, that it's not necessarily like oh no, Tybella's in trouble. It's the greater good is in trouble. It's like a sense of you're maybe a little more important than you are aware of scenario. And it's the first time that you feel this way, because until any other point in time, when you've attempted to read Tybella, she does not give a fuck about you or your survival.
Oh, and
anything.
Notoriously have failed every attempt to fucking read her. Yes, right?
Correct, but to you, you've done your best attempt at reading her every single time. So to you, to your best attempt, all you have hit is a stone wall that does not give a fuck about you. What has now, like, hit you like a ton of bricks is like, care, cannot die, should not die, if dies, will be a problem. It's like 3-prong fucking, like, do not die scenario. Which is, like, to you, incredibly heavy, because you haven't gleaned any of that from her or really anyone at this point in time. The last time you probably felt this important was around Narcelia.
Yeah. Okay. He will pause. He won't violently remove himself from her, but will gently step away. Well, I need to do my nightly rounds. I'll never be able to get to sleep, darling.
Well, you can not do them, and someone else can.
And who exactly do you think I would possibly trust to do that?
No one. However, you will stay in this fucking room.
Well, you could come along for a walk if you care to.
No, you will stay. We could do this fun strong arm of strength, but we both know that I would win.
Well,
I
guess
think
we'll
you
see
should
about that.
say good night, darling, as you lay down.
Well, good night, darling. And he does. Then he'll throw the book in on a corner table
Oh no.
and lay upon the bed.
Yeah, great. She will leave, and you will hear the click of a lock behind you. You will also be incredibly aware that any window, there are 2 in your room, are shut and locked.
Oh, such a shame that something is locked. Yeah.
How very
you are.
fucking dare you. As she exits, there is a period of time that passes. Allow me to make some checks that are really fucking good. Let me find her modifier. I forgot how high level she was. Yeah, they're great. They're awesome checks. Where like there's like a 2-hour period where she disappears. And there are moments where like you glance out the window and you see just a blink of a shadow of someone surveying the outside area. And because she has never put her elven form back into play, she has been in drow form this entire time. You see the platinum hair and you recognize it instantly. Just even in a glimpse. And it feels as though your surroundings have been surveyed and are deemed safe. She finally returns and takes her place back in the adjacent bed where she makes herself comfortable. Last call. Is anyone doing anything before we long rest for the evening? Sick. And with that, you all gain the benefits of a long rest. As those of you who rest 4 hours only, you wake up 4 hours in, unless specified otherwise. So I guess Verlender, Tybella would wake up 4 hours into said rest, unless specified otherwise. Everyone else sleeps the full 8 hours.
I also wake up 4 hours.
Oh, fucking Delphine wakes up 4 hours. You would hear then the stirrings of Verlender and whoever is, you don't know who's in the other room. You know that Verlender went in there. You would have seen that Tybella also went in there. So, like, you could make the assumption. You're not sure whether Jonan or Scarlet were also in there. Could be, maybe, who knows. But you hear stirrings from that room. And you all gain the benefit of a long rest. You all also gain the benefit of a level up.
What?
As we enter chapter 2 of Echoes of Divinity, you will now see yourselves a level higher, much to my dismay.
That was unexpected, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
I feel like only Delphine put in the work to get this demo.
Yeah.
And as the sun rises on a new day, you all feel pretty good, but really fucking scared about the fact that you've basically been accused of murder of a queen, and you're still within the town of that queen, and could be very easily discovered. But hey, welcome to 2025 and welcome to Echoes of Divinity Chapter 2. Yes, this is D&D 5e. Welcome. It is 2014 rules, not 2024. Hey, let's do the thing where we go around and we talk about favorite moments, etc. Hey, D20, tell me about your favorite moment of this evening. What was it?
Almost too many to recount. Obviously, not only being carried out by Delphine, but watch her
So good.
throw Marcus out of it and then go for warrior princess type thing in the thing. I think was a moment of sheer pace. Obviously, watching Grommy's demise in a way that he didn't realize.
Fucking terrible,
His
guys.
death was absolutely part. And I think that the last bit of Scarlet's
Horrid.
conversation that none of us heard. Well, none of us heard. Cost splatter Verlender. I think was brilliant because it just tied together some of the stories that didn't make an awful lot of sense up to that point in time. So, but yeah. Seeing a warrior princess actually step up and go from ditzy smut loving thing to no was amazing.
Yeah, cool. Slay. Hey, Sol, what was your favorite moment of this evening?
You know what? It's actually Verlender hanging upside down from a rope.
This is a skin of a killer, Bella.
Himself. Pure crazy person behavior, running back into the castle and then being like, I'm gonna climb out this window. There's no way to anchor it. Watch me anchor it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Let me invent a way despite DM saying no. Hey, Tammy, what was your favorite moment of this evening?
I like a little bit of subversion. So the whole idea of Marcus being carried like a little baby by Delphine was probably
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that image right there.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Stunning. Love. Hey, Promethean, there's a 0 in it.
Yo,
What was your favorite moment?
I truly enjoyed Delphine absolutely incinerating those two guards. And
That
partially
was hot.
it was real hot. And partially
You stole my
because
moment. How dare you?
hey, look, there's a lot of them. You're the DM. I feel like you've got more to play with. No, because from a character perspective, we'd gotten out of the entire situation without with like minimum violence.
Yeah.
Not counting Grommy, because
Poor Grommy.
fuck Grommy. He's the scapegoat. He betrayed us.
Well.
He's now the scapegoat for our narrative of what happened in that place at that time. But yeah, like the idea of going up against a couple of guards and them not dying was fucking terrifying me. And for them to just be absolutely immediately vanished out of existence, oh, it was
I
real
had so
cool.
many mechanics written for that, and you all just rolled. Like, there's a whole thing where it's like fudging rolls is a thing. And I could have done that, but like, the rolls were good, and I couldn't not reward them. Do you know what I
Advantage
mean?
helped me.
Like,
Advantage helped me so much
it
in
was
this
one of those
session.
things where it was like, I could drag this out, and I could do the guard fight thing, but it was also like you all rolled really well. There's no fairness in me doing that. Like, selfishly, my favorite moment of this evening is something I don't get to do as a player, which is predominantly what I do in the TTRPG world, right? And it was, I got to do a villain speech. And do you know how
You
fun
did.
it was doing a villain speech? I was really happy about it. Like, I
Did
got
everyone else
It was
have like a
good.
really hard time not interrupting it though? Because
Yeah.
fuck, I was tempted. It was
Yeah.
real tempting, but it was really cool.
I had it written in a way that I was like, this could be interrupted, but could be very easily dismissed if I
Yeah.
needed to dismiss the interrupter. And that's the reason it was written in the order that it was written in. Because, like, the people most likely to interrupt were at the very beginning.
Okay.
Like, that's what it
Cool.
was. And, like, I just love the idea of a cool villain speech every now and again. Like, and the best part is that, like, the entire villain speech stemmed from the idea that I had in the pre-sessions. And this is like maybe a like echoes and epiphanies thing that we talk about at some point.
Mhm.
But like it's the fact that I laid down the groundwork really early that someone in a place of power was going to ask you to do a thing. And if you didn't ever question it, it would be a problem. And none of you ever questioned the fact that at fucking level 3 plebs that someone in a castle was asking you to do a thing. Like, you just took it. You were like, yeah, you know what? We are important.
I'll have you know, Marcus and Verlender are just along for the ride. That shit's entirely on Scarlet as far as I'm concerned.
No, because you were all targeted. I'm
So,
sorry, but you
hang
all
on.
were targeted.
Hang on. But Scarlet also was not in a rush to go back and hand shit in. You guys were.
Well,
And
yeah,
also worth
job's
noting.
done. Get paid.
Also worth noting. Not Tybella. Reyella is not stupid. She's done her research. Like, she is aware. And
Also worth noting, Delphine truly was
Which
just
is-
along for the ride.
which is
Yeah,
why
yeah.
you were notably collateral damage. It's why she had genuinely nothing terribly nasty to say about you, aside from the fact that
She didn't know
sorry
shit about me.
sorry that you were here.
Or is it because the two of you are in cahoots?
I promise you that's actually not the thing. Like,
Probably
I'm
is
not
not.
here to not
Definitely not.
spoiler, but like also not the thing. Hey, the next important part is understanding the amazing people I get to hang out with once a month. Sometimes more than once a month, but specifically for this stream once a month. Before we go and raid out to someone. And we'll go in reverse order. Order? Wow. Promethean, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you doing? Anything cool you want to shout out? Maybe like tomorrow?
Yes. Oh, you want me to do it? You want me to do it, right?
Yeah,
Hi.
I would like
Yes.
you to
Hey.
do it.
Hi. G'day. Hello. I'm Promethean. There's zero in it.
Hey, g'day, hello.
Yeah. Hi. I have not casually, prolifically played games this year yet. But that
Yeah,
will
you
be happening
haven't.
again at some point in time
Yeah, when
soon.
you beating that boss, baby girl.
You shut your mouth. But I also roll a bunch of dice with some very cool people. These are some of them here, which is super fun, and I love doing that. Also do that with Meeples and Dragons, for the Radiant Shadows campaign, also do that in the DM chair, which is super fun for the first time in my little
Slay.
campaign.
Love that.
For the lore rights and click
Hey,
some buttons.
when's the
and
next episode?
sometime in February, probably. Also, click some buttons for some other cool stuff over there. So, A Tale of Two Queens, that Salt is a player in. It's fucking amazing. Ash has crushed it as a DM in that. And there'll be some fun new Call of Cthulhu stuff coming up soon, with someone you see right before your very eyes at the helm for that, which is going to be cool. But tomorrow, Ellie being the Dice Queen on Twitch, fundraising the shit out of a fringe show they're putting on very soon.
Very
And
cool.
I'll be not only hanging out and chat a whole bunch during the day,
Please
but
don't make me drink hot sauce.
but we'll be playing at least a game.
Fucking coward. Let's go.
Well, it's going to depend on what those donations look like, I guess. It is the off-pay week, but hey, if I can make your life pain, you know I will give it a go. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, that's what I'm doing currently.
Slay. Okay,
That's
love
me.
that. Hey Tammy, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
I'm Talera79. Where you can find me aside from here, well, I think it will be doing Call of Cthulhu on the Law Rights in the near future.
What?
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 Everyone make
Excellent.
tentacles real quick.
I can do that in the chat.
Wow. Excellent. Hey, love that. Salt, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
I am SaltQueenPlays. You can find me hanging out here with these absolute bunch of methods, except for D20.
Hey, my method and me.
D20's not a
Two out of-
method. That's why I
two
said
out of
except
10.
for D20. He's the only non-method out of all of us.
He's the best of us, really.
He is the best of us. You can also find me over at the Law Rights. Absolutely killing it in Tale of Two Queens. Honestly, let me just say, as someone who primarily plays a druid and just kind of hangs around, doesn't really do high damage, playing a paladin druid in this campaign and a cleric in the other campaign, I am absolutely killing people left, right, and center.
Can I just say,
the roles that
having
I've been doing have been
read-
insane.
Having read your backstory for A Tale of Two Queens. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can just find
And
me.
you didn't send it to me. It was just
No.
sent to me.
I'm pretty sure Ash just was like, look at this bullshit.
I think Ash was basically like, look at this hot girl shit. And I was like, yeah, okay, great.
Was it the used to go out with the fucking Princess of Hell specifically, or is there more cool shit in there we
There's
yet to have
truly
seen?
so much cool shit.
Incredible.
There is truly some cool shit
Truly
in
so
that
much.
character.
And I believe it came about when I was like, hey, I think I'm going to bring Salt into the campaign. And Ash was like, here's what to expect.
And then I truly sent you a 40-page document.
Fucking, and I need you to know how many times I've read it. Like, so many times. Which is fucking excellent. Hey, Deetwenty, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
I'm here. I'll be gone shortly when this stream ends, and then I'll be back here again when the stream starts again. So thank you, Emily, for
He
an
just
amazing
exists
set of
in the
images.
cybersphere waiting for us to go live.
It's true. And
Very-
hey,
Terrible figment of Emily's imagination. To you, Emily, please.
I'm going to start the raid. We're going to go raid Hero for Life, who we haven't raided in a really long time and is doing some after stream cracked content, which I just wholeheartedly relate to. But also, I'm going to take this moment to say that you should tune in next month, because next month there's a thing planned that you should be a part of, because there's some pre-recorded content that is going to be making its way potentially into next session. And you will all really enjoy it if you give it a chance. So you should watch it. It'll be really cool. Anyway, go send Hero for Life some love, and until then, everyone wave and be really cute. Sick.